Hello everyone, Manithral here, and welcome to the weekly OSRS update video. Now this week we have Halloween 2020. So there's a long list of words that they consider too ghoulish, too macabre. Or this year's event is even Boo, Skeleton, Level 5 Highwayman, list goes on. But anyway, the Fright Fest of this year, nice wholesome event featuring a hapless young wizard named Rick, who's gone and turned his head into a pumpkin, out of all things. So you can find Rick bumbling around in the woods between Lumbridge, Swamp, and Dranor Village. To help him to help him out, you'll have to find friends old and new and prove your resourcefulness. And face supernatural beings not of this world. So, like every year, upon resolving Rick's dilemma, you'll receive all rewards from previous Halloween events, which is pretty awesome, including the Halloween mask, the tradable pumpkins, and there are also 2 new rewards for this year. One of them is the magical pumpkin seed, which can be planted in the garden of your player-owned house, which is pretty cool actually. But lastly, this event contains not 1 but 2 new music tracks, so don't forget to check it out. Remember, east of Dranor and somewhere in that region of the swamp. So, Prime Plays Last Man Standing is going on. They've previously partnered with Prime Gaming, known as Switch Prime, to bring you membership time, but now they're extending their offering with Prime Plays, a series of just for fun events that you can join by linking your Prime Gaming and old school accounts. This month they'll be working with Prime Gaming to host one of a kind Last Man Standing event in which 24 of the toughest players will be battling for glory. So, to be in with a chance to compete, simply link your Prime Gaming and old school RuneScape account by the following instructions on this page. They have a link here. I will see about trying to get the link for you guys in the description. I'm not sure if I'm able to do so, but I will definitely try. But once you've got your ticket to play and win as many games in Last Man Standings as you can between October 21st and November 10th, so starting today, the players with the most competitive or high stakes wins will be invited to compete in the grand finale Saturday, November 14th. So there is term of conditions, of course, and you do have to claim it before November 10th. So it all gets counted. But the winners of the grand finale, first place is a 1-year membership, second place is 6 months, third place is 3 months, and 4th through 24th is 1 month membership. So that's pretty freaking sweet, guys. So Ava's assembler, accumulator, the whole batch. There was actually a little bit of an uproar about how it got changed. So they're now changing it again to, to make sure, well, we know how OSRS is now. So it's getting a little bit less impactful change instead. The device no longer receives automatic protection. This means that they will now appear in the same place as your other items go on PVM death. Whether that's a gravestone, a store like Torfin's, or for Ultimate Iron players, a death pile. Like other untradeable items, they will turn 2 coins in Wilderness levels 21 above, and if you were killed during PvP, those coins would drop for the PK. So, Revenant cave changes. This is actually a big one, there's a lot here. The Revenants have been redistributed all throughout the caves. It says now that they are roaming free, it'll be a little harder for the unscrupulous types to stop other players from accessing them. In the future, they might add even more Revenant spawns but that's how it's going to be starting for now. They removed the multi-way combat in the caves and replaced it with what they call as a single plus. So if you remember previous videos, if you are in battle with a PVM, so Revenant, if a PvPer comes up and attacks you, you are now forced to attack, retaliate, or attack the PvPer, and the combat with the Revenant ceases to exist, and the Revenant just goes along its merry way. So PvP takes priority, but otherwise it is a single-way combat. They added the PvP world timer to Revenant Cave, so the typical combat scenario might work in conjunction with single plus mechanic. Player A is attacking Revenant, player B comes along and attacks player A. With single plus, the Revenant loses interest in player A and stops attacking. This means player A can now attack player B. If player A and B stop fighting each other, then the other players could attack player A instead, but they would need to wait 10 seconds before they are able to do so. Which, that makes sense. But player B, meh, he shouldn't get that grace period, and I don't think he is. And they made changes to the loot tables of the Revenants, so they reduced the impact that being skulled has on your loot chances. They added an entrance fee of 100k coins, so players who kill other players within the caves will receive their 100k for entering. But keep in mind, if you're a PK and you go in, somebody whoops your butt, you just lost 100k plus potentially a lot of your goodies. They rehomed the various non-Revenant monsters in the caves to their new home of their own. This new cave can be found in Lauren's Chest, northwest of Benatis. This multi-way combat dungeon is much more spacious and leaves room to expand in the Wilderness Slayer task in the future. All of the creatures in the new dungeon will have boosted chance to drop Laren's keys, so it's worth doing. But now in other news, barbarian fishing spots will no longer overlap one another when changing locations. The HUD no longer disappears when scrying the Theater of Blood from Lumbridge or the Grand Exchange. Some barrels on Fossil Island have had their descriptions corrected. The lobster cage has been renamed back to the Lobster Pot. And that's actually it for today's update, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, later, guys.